Hello, all you lovely people out there. My name is Deasia Monique, and welcome back to another episode of the Dear Diary podcast. Hi, guys. So, first of all, if you're watching this, not just listening, then let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Yes, I am talking to you through like the camera, not just a voiceover, you know? Um, that was the original plan for this podcast. It was to talk in front of the camera, was to set up my camera and talk like I am now. But I was having some technical difficulties, girls, some technical difficulties, and so unfortunately I couldn't do that. But I felt like it was a test for me to see if I was gonna let that stop me from actually recording, and I didn't. Obviously, I got 6 episodes out as of this recording, so I didn't. I still got those out, but I'm not having technical difficulties anymore, and so therefore we are gonna try this way and see if it just helps and not only lighten my workload but also help me to produce more content in the same breath, in the same sentence, same breath, I think. But yeah, so I am talking to you guys to the camera today, and also you guys might see the appearance of my animals. If you do not be alarmed. Sometimes they pop in. My cat was just sitting up here not too long ago. She is behind the camera right now. Well, not behind the camera, but she is underneath the camera, so you can't see her, but she might come over just depending on how she feels. But yeah, other than that, so how are we doing today? It's been a minute since I recorded. Sorry, I'm a little. How are you doing today? I hope we're doing good. My day was actually really good. Like, first of all, it was snowing this morning for like an hour, so it didn't look like it was gonna be a great day. But you would have never guessed that you would have never guessed that it was snowing. See, can you see my dog? You would have never guessed that it was snowing by the end of it, and it was just so nice, and just to smile at people, to interact with people, and just to get some stuff done, despite this economy's little problem. And it's not little, but we'll get to that when we get to that topic for another day, okay? But my day was good, and I hope yours was even better. If not, I hope it gets better after listening to this episode, because that is always the goal. So let's get into today's topic, which is let's get into what we're talking about today. Today's title, if you haven't read it, becoming the woman that younger me would look up to. So the idea for this episode basically came when I was looking at myself in the mirror, y'all. I had on the cutest outfit, and I'm not gonna lie, me even like a few years ago would have never have thought to put that together. It's just like I've been doing that a lot recently. Like, it's just I'm getting more into fashion, which I've already been into fashion. Like, I kind of was into fashion, but like I'm trying to present my style, and I'm trying to present my personality in everything I do, including my style, especially my style. I want you to kind of see that based on the way I dress. So I've been putting a lot of thought into my outfits, and I saw myself, like I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, wow, who is this woman? And the more I was looking at myself, I'm like, oh my goodness, like, who is this woman? If younger me could see her, she would be like, there's no way. And I just realized, like, I really am stepping into the woman that she would have looked up to, and it makes me so proud, because I wish that I did have someone like me to look up to when I was at that age, to influence me at that age. Because I feel like things would have looked a lot differently. But I guess if I didn't, I guess it's good also, because I'm here now and I'm able to influence girls my age. So it works out now. But I wish that I could have done that. I could have been that person for myself. I could have had me for me then, if that makes sense. So that is basically today's topic. That's what we're going to be talking about. But before we do that, so something that I'd been wanting to kind of do before I'd even started this podcast, it was something I thought about, but I wasn't sure, just because this isn't necessarily I won't say Christian podcast, because I am I consider myself a Christian, so I wouldn't say a Christian podcast, but it is based, it is guided, like I'm guided through God. Like I go to God for everything that I do when it comes to this podcast, all the topics, everything that relates to it. So God is in everything that I do and everything, including this. So I want to bring him in a little bit, but not in a way that feels overwhelming or anything like that. It's just, I felt like it'd be really nice to start the episodes with a small little prayer. So I'm going to try it today and let's see how it goes from this point forward. So no need to bow our heads or anything, but I would like to say, God, please open the hearts, ears, minds, bodies, and souls of our listeners so that they're able to receive whatever message it is that you're trying to convey to them. Please not only bless them with more knowledge after this episode, but help them to bless others with the knowledge that you've given them, and help me to continue to bless them with the knowledge that you've given me. Help us to be able to shine light on others as you have willed it so. And let this episode be a way of doing so. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I don't think that was bad. I was thinking too much into it. I thought I was going to rehearse it, but I didn't. So I don't think that was bad. Let me know how you guys feel about that. But now that we've gotten there, now that we've done that, let's officially get into this, okay? All right. So one thing that I've noticed that has really changed compared to when I was younger is my mindset. My mindset even from last year is completely different, but it's a very big change from when I was younger, obviously. I cared so much about what people think. I'm not gonna lie to you. I cared so much about what people thought about me and my decisions and what I was doing in life. And because of that, I allowed that to affect what I was doing, like in everything. Like it wasn't in just one area, it was in every area. I cared about what people thought about my grades, my looks, my hair, my clothes, everything. Like it was always negative. I would always think people are thinking negative things about the things that I'm doing. And so I didn't want to do them. Or I didn't want to show up. Like I forced myself into this little corner because of the fact that I was so heavily focused on what others might be saying or thinking about me. And it's just like to look at myself now and know that I'm breaking free of that. Every day I'm breaking free of that mindset. I'm breaking free of those shackles. Like I'm not completely like, I don't rely on what others think or anything like that. Okay, hold on. Now, I'm not saying that I don't obviously pay heed to what people think now. I do think about what others might say or think about what I'm doing, but I don't let it affect me the way that I did before. I don't let that stop me from doing something that I want to do or something that I'm being called to do. And that is oh my goodness, if she could see that now, I mean, she can, but if she could really see that, just see that with her own eyes, I feel like a lot of decisions I made would have looked a lot different. And not only that, but when it comes to mindset, I had / still have people pleasing tendencies. I do. I'm not gonna lie. That is something that is you literally have to reprogram yourself. And people pleasing tendencies, I feel like it looks so different, but it's pretty much the same basis. It's you can't say no. You're always trying to give others what they want. You're always trying to give others what they want. You're always paying attention to others' needs. You're always doing for others and breaking your neck for others. And 9 times out of 10, you do not get the same in return. So it's just you will constantly just overextend yourself for others and neglect yourself in the process. And I was doing that. I'm neglecting myself to help other people. I'm helping other people by neglecting myself. And how trash does that look? Really, how trash does that look? To be sitting here trying to uplift other people, to speak positivity over other people when I'm not even giving myself the same, when I'm not even doing the same for myself, when I'm not jumping at the chance to go complete tasks for myself. But if someone else asks me to do it, yeah, I'm there. Girl, be for real. Be so for real. And it had to go, and it still has to go. Saying no, that has been a big, and it's not a habit breaker, it's a habit adder. I don't know. But I've been adding that habit, not getting rid of. I'm adding that habit because I need to say no. And it's okay to say no. I'm learning that I'm learning and have learned. It's okay to say no because people will not be afraid and not care to Y'all, my hands are ashy and I know they are. I'm really sorry if you can see that. I forgot to put lotion on. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's okay to say no. People will say no to you. People don't care when they say no to you. So don't be afraid to say no to them. Don't be afraid to say no, especially if it's like something where you're like, no, it's not benefiting me. It's actually hurting me to do this. And I don't, or even if it does, it could be simply for the reason of I simply don't want to. And that's reason enough. No. And also with my mindset, I will say I was very much a follower and not a leader. I'm not ashamed to admit that though. There's less work. I feel it takes less work to follow than to lead. That's true. It takes less work to follow than to lead. And so to put that energy into leading, I was like, no, like, I'd rather just let someone else do it. I'd rather just follow their lead. Like, oh, I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to wait until someone else raises their hand, or I'm going to wait until someone else calls out. And instead of me, like, answering this, like, that's just an example. Like, I will wait for someone else to do it when I know I'm full and well capable of doing so. I'm more than capable of doing so. I'm more than capable of showing up and leading, but I wouldn't allow myself to do that because, again, I had backed myself into a corner. People, all that stuff, yeah. But now I'm like, nah, follow my lead. Like, and it's cool. Like, it's cool. Like, especially like I'm doing a follow my lead when it comes to like being nice. Like, I'm like trying so hard to be a nicer and kinder person in life because I just feel like we need to, as human beings, we got to do better with that. Like, we need to be nicer, be nice, love thy neighbor, like, come on now. Even if they get on your nerves a little bit, it do not hurt to show. It don't cost nothing to be kind. It don't cost nothing. So like, why not do it? So that is something when I'm like, no, let me lead. I like to lead by example. And that's an example is me being kind, me smiling, holding open the door, complimenting people. I like to do that. And I think that follows under lead. So yeah, I have worked tremendously to change my mindset in those areas. And those are just a few of the areas, but it's been something I've actively worked towards doing. And there's been a big change in that. There's been a big change. I mean, I wouldn't be here to talk to you about this today if there wasn't. So yeah, another area that I see such a difference in is my confidence in so many different things. The way I exude confidence, the way I just the way I carry myself, it is so much different. I can show up for myself now way better than I could before because I'm confident enough in my abilities to do so. I may not necessarily look the part to some people. I may not sound the part to some people, but that doesn't matter to me because in my head, in my heart of hearts, baby, I'm the best one for the job. I'm always going to be the best one for the job. That's just that. I can't help it. That's who I am. And that is who God has called me to be. And I am happy to be here. Okay? So, no, being scared to show up for myself, because at the end of the day, I came into this world alone and I'm probably going to leave it alone. So why wouldn't I show up for myself? Like, girl, she's a rider. I'm a rider. I got to ride for myself. Got to. Because if I ain't going to do it, who else? He will. But I got to do something too. Okay, he can't be the only one. I need to be there too. And with showing up for myself, I will say something that goes hand in hand with that. When I wasn't showing up for myself, I was dimming my light. I was dimming the heck out of my light. And to know that I was dimming this much light, this much brightness, shine bright like a diamond, my theme song as of lately, because I do be shining. And the fact that I was like just trying to suppress that, come on, like, oh, don't let me get worked up. Don't let me get worked up because like, why would you sit there and like stop yourself from showing up in the world and letting others be witness to it's not even my light. This is God's light. I'm shining because of God. God shines through me. I truly hope to show up as God's light when other people look at me. Like when they look at me, they see God's child. They see his light. And so like to know that I was dimming that, to disrespect him like that, to like know that he has put this much effort into like building me and guiding me and making me who I am, and to know that I was dimming that and stopping that from shining and showing up for others is just crazy to me. Like, how could you do that? And this one is actually, it's still gets me because I broke free from this mindset. This goes with mindset and confidence, but I broke free from this about a year and a half to 2 years ago. But a lot of people around me commented on my body a lot. Like there was an unnecessary amount of comments on my body, and obviously you guys don't necessarily know, or not all of you guys know, but my weight has fluctuated throughout my entire life. When I was younger, I used to be really, really skinny. And when I say skinny, I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to find pictures, but I used to be able to fit through the bars of an apartment, like, okay, the gates. If you ever seen those apartment buildings or apartments that have like the gates that like open and close, automatic gates, you know how like small those bars are? I could just slip right through them. I could just slip. Like whenever I forgot my key, I slipped through the bars of the gate to get inside. I didn't need the key because I was that small. And people used to talk about it a lot as if it wasn't something that I was self-conscious of. And the thing was, it didn't make me self-conscious. It didn't make me self-conscious. It didn't make me self-conscious until people started pointing it out all the time. And so then it became an insecurity. It wasn't an insecurity at first, but it became one because so many people pointed it out about me that I'm like, dang, I really am small. I do need to gain weight. Why do I look this way? Like my clothes don't fit the way they fit on other people. Like I'm so small, like it hurt so bad. It hurt me so bad. And then I gained weight, and the weight that I am now is the weight that I was in high school, which is the weight I've been trying to get back to because I ended up losing that weight after high school. After high school, I got into a really bad depressive episode. And so I lost weight, and I think my lowest was like 104 pounds. 104 pounds as a 5'6" woman, a 5'6", like 20-year-old woman, 104 pounds. It was very small, very tiny. Again, like it brought me back to where I was as a kid. But right now, today, I'm currently, I believe, 134 pounds. And even if I wasn't 134 pounds, that's actually not my high school weight. 136 pounds was my high school weight. But even if I wasn't that and I was smaller, I wouldn't necessarily care as much as I did before. I wouldn't. Today, I don't care as much, actually. I don't. There's not a single person in this world who will ever make me not love my body, who will ever make me feel insecure about my body ever again. I don't care how it looks. I don't care how I look. There will never be a single person on this earth to make me feel bad about myself that way ever again. I will not let anyone do that. And a lot of the people that did talk about my body, I know they weren't necessarily doing it with malicious intent. Some people were. Some people like genuinely were, but a lot of people weren't. But I feel like it did just like it did tear down on me mentally. But I've built myself up mentally to the point where like, no, like I'm so confident in who I am, how I look. Like you can't make me hate myself. It don't matter what form I come in. Like I'm sorry. I love me. I love who I am, and y'all not finna take that away from me. You will not. I will not let you get the chance ever again to try to take that away from me. No, ma'am, not today. And now, last but not least, another topic, another point of this video I'd like to make is that my goals and my dreams look a little different, but they also don't. In the way that I'm going about achieving them, I wish I could give younger me the blueprint to do that, because if she had only known that it simply was that easy, that you didn't need a lot of resources to do the things that you wanted to do. I had wanted to be a YouTuber since I was a little girl. Literally, I had wanted to be a YouTuber. That had been my dream, my goal, and I always told myself I couldn't because I didn't have a camera. I didn't have this type of equipment. I wasn't sure if people would like accept me. It was just so many different things and so many different excuses I made as to why I couldn't. And looking back on that now, I could have continued to let those same excuses stop me from being able to record this podcast, to be able to put myself out there in that way. I could have let those same excuses stop me, but I didn't. I don't, because I don't need a camera. I literally record on my phone. I do have a microphone, but I don't need it. I have other resources that could work. There's always a way. There's always a way is basically the gist of that. There's literally so many things that you can do. There's so many things you can do to work around and find your way around obstacles, and I wish that I had the same approach, but it's fine because I have that approach now. And because I have that approach now, I am seeing myself reach goals that I'm reaching goals within a short period of time that I never could have imagined reaching. And it's just like, I know it's only going up from there. And I love that for myself because like I said, my goals are a little different, but they're also similar. So I am in the content creation space because I'm not doing just YouTube per se, but I am doing YouTube with this podcast. I am putting it on Spotify and whatnot. So I am out there as a content creator, which is different, I suppose, than a YouTuber, but it's the same thing. If you look at it, it's really the same. So I'm out there in that space, and I'm so happy to be out here, like creating stuff, just to be creating in that space, to be creating in this space. It's such a honor. It just feels amazing to be able to do that. And like I said, I could have let those obstacles in my situation stop me from showing up and being able to put this stuff out. But if I did, then you guys wouldn't get this. And who am I to deprive you of God's light? Yeah, I circled it back. Who am I to deprive you of that? He said, put it out there. So I am. I'm not going to stop it. And every time there's an obstacle that comes with this podcast, I always find a way around it. And usually I would just give up. That's what I've done in the past. I have put out YouTube videos before and I just gave up. I was like, well, I'm not seeing the work. I'm not necessarily seeing the return, or this is I don't have time. I don't have the resources, and I'm putting out work and I'm reaping the benefits of my harvest. What I've sown, I'm reaping it currently. I'm like still continuing to reap it. And I couldn't be more ecstatic for that. I couldn't be more ecstatic for the fact that I get to chase my dreams and goals. And not only that, but I get to let God guide me to those dreams and goals and allow me to fulfill desires that are within His will and within my heart's wants and needs. And I just love that. I love that I can do that I can reach certain dreams and goals, and I get that sense of joy and excitement and relief of a little girl. I literally get so just filled with such excitement when I reach those goals, and it's just like that's her. That is literally the baby. That is me. Baby me. That's all her. Those were her goals, her dreams, and I'm just here to carry them out. And I couldn't be more honored to do that. I truly couldn't. But with that being said, I suppose we should get to tying this up. I think this is pretty long, to be honest. I'm not going to even lie to you. I have never recorded this long, I don't think ever. And so hopefully you guys enjoy the longer content. Hopefully you guys do. And if you don't, cry about it. I don't know. I can't help you because you're getting the longer content, okay? Because I don't want you to be complaining like Deasia, like we're not getting enough. Well, I'm giving it to you. I just gave it to you right here in this episode, okay? But yeah, anywho, so I'm still working to become the woman that God intends for me to be, and working on the woman that I am now, the woman that I'm called to be. I know that younger me would look at her and just totally think she's killing it, and I may not feel like I'm killing it now, but if I look at it through her eyes, I'm definitely killing it. So I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. I'm going to continue to chase my dreams, continue to alter my mindset, and help others alter theirs too, because I feel like everyone should be just stepping into who they are and owning who they are. Everyone should be rocking themselves with confidence and just not allowing anyone but God to guide them and disrupt them. And God don't disrupt you. He'll stop you a little bit if you doing something you ain't supposed to. But he ain't gonna disrupt you. He's definitely guiding me. Guiding me today, guiding me tomorrow, and forever on. Okay, and I love that. I'm a woman of God, guided by God, through God, for God, and all things in between. And I love that. I love that for me. I love that for her, and I couldn't be more happier about it. And with that being said, that is the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it really, I don't know. I hope it gets us talking a little bit more. That's always the goal too, is to produce a little bit of a conversation. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback on whatever it is, whatever part of this episode that you felt called to, if that's the entire thing, as part of it, whatever. I'd love to hear your feedback. Any feedback at all. That is always greatly appreciated, of course. And without further ado, how do I close? I closed out the last few times and I forgot how I do it. Oh my gosh. Don't forget to check us out on our other platforms, of course. We are on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram. Those are our platforms. And yeah, those are the current platforms and social medias that we have. I am looking to do Twitter maybe, but not now, but I might do Twitter just because I actually like Twitter. I just haven't been on it personally for my own personal use, but I like Twitter. But yeah, don't forget to check us out on those platforms, and don't forget to leave a like and a comment on whatever platform it is that you're listening or watching this on. As always, it is always a pleasure, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye.